Well, good morning and welcome to the show. Jeff Beals here at your service. Glad you have joined us. You are not going to find another show like this in the metro area. We talk about growth and development, construction, real estate, frankly, anything related to Omaha becoming more vibrant, more prosperous. Hope you are in the mood for a good show and going to have a lot of fun today. Hey, we've got a Brad Williams construction video that just came out. We only do a few of these a year, so it's a very special day. This is when you can see Brad cover some of the coolest construction projects all over the Omaha area. If you want to see it, just go to growomaha.com and click on shows, SHOWS, shows on the navigation bar. You get a drop-down menu, and then you go down to construction update. You'll enjoy it. They're quick. They're less than about 10 minutes. And we've had a lot of people clamoring, when's Brad going to do his construction video? Well, that day arrived last night. Well, Trenton Magid, my co-host, has the weekend off, and in his stead, we have a familiar voice, Craig Wolf. He is the owner of Cheer Athletics, one of our sponsors on the show, along with Dingman Collision Center. Craig, welcome back.
Well, good morning. Do you think a lot of people just turned off the radio now that Trenton's not here?
They either turned off the radio or they said, oh, I can just kind of relax today because this is going to be a free-flowing, easy, professional show without Trenton's off-color comments.
Well, I have some big shoes to fill.
And some pretty nice-sized pants as well.
Oh, well, yes, sir. Hey, I haven't been on the show since you and Trenton were inducted into the Faces of the Barroom Floor at the Omaha Press Club. Congratulations to that. Well,
thanks, Craig. That was a fun night for us. We are among the faces on the barroom floor. In fact, our face still is on the barroom floor. It will be till late September when they have the next person that's going to be inducted, and then we get to go somewhere up on the wall. But it was nice of you to come to that program that night. Right, your son. It was good to see you there, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was tremendous. Great to see your parents. I hadn't seen them for many, many years. Jeff and I grew up together, so it was great seeing them as we were neighbors. And you're the 182nd people, so that's a pretty special club to be in.
Yeah, it's not as good as being the 181st, but at least we got in the top 182.
You're in the top 200.
And we're definitely top 200. But yeah, as Craig said, we have known each other since kindergarten at Loveland Elementary School in District 66. And Craig,
the glory days.
The glory days that I prefer to forget. But Craig done grown up and has done really well in business and owns a variety of businesses right now. But the one we always talk about is Cheer Athletics. And Craig, later in the show, we're going to talk about a few things related to Cheer Athletics that our listeners will really find interesting.
I think so. There's a lot going on. We're part of the Supernovas as well, so I want to talk about that. And lots happening in the last couple of weeks there. And so we'll do that in the third segment today?
Yep, that'll be in segment 3.
Yeah.
But before we get to the news of the week, I want to let everyone know we have a Grow Omaha Eats restaurant review written by Chris Corey, our food critic, I should say. And he was not very critical of Star Indian. In fact, he loved it. And sounds like it's a place that you and I and everyone should go check out. Star Indian is located on 132nd Street, just a little bit north of Center on the east side. And if you want to check out that review, you can and you should. Just go to growomaha.com, click on reviews on the navigation bar. You'll see 2 things there: Eats, which is restaurants; Flicks, which are movies. Chris also does those. And you'll enjoy reading about Star Indian and all of Chris's reviews there as well. Big shout out to All Makes to thank them for making the reviews possible. All Makes is the legendary office furniture and technology dealer. They have a store at 25th and Farnham in Omaha. They also have stores in Lincoln, Des Moines, Iowa, and several other regional cities. So thanks for All Makes making that possible. All right, we go into our news of the week now. As always, that is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. They are located at 114th and Davenport, and if you stop in the office, you will meet Holly Schneidwin. She and her team do an outstanding job of helping you get a loan so that you can pay for your piece of the American dream. Conventional loans, FHA loans, VA loans, some of the specialty loans, they have all of that. And the key thing to remember about Eagle Mortgage, aside from their good customer service, is that they are not a bank. They are a mortgage broker, which means they shop the banks and find the best one and the best lending solution for you. So check out Eagle Mortgage online at eaglemortgagecompany.com. Craig, you and I both travel quite a bit. And one of the things that we always cheer for are more nonstop flights from Omaha to various places. And we got some good news this week. Starting in March, Southwest Airlines will offer nonstops to New York City LaGuardia and Miami International. The LaGuardia Airport will be year-round, pretty much almost every day. The Miami will be seasonal. Now, these are not new nonstop routes for Omaha. American already does seasonal to Miami. Both American and Delta do dailies to LaGuardia. But what's nice is it's another carrier going to these destinations, more traffic between Omaha and these very important cities, and also hopefully lower our fares a little bit.
Well, with having these direct routes, I think gives Omaha more opportunity to bring in business. The city is growing. We're over 1 million people now. And with the airport development and the construction going on there, and when will that end? 2027?
I think technically 2028, but it's my understanding that we'll be using part of that new terminal as early as next year.
Wonderful. And hopefully more directs come in. I think that, Omaha being in the center of the country, you think we would have directs to even more places than we do today. And so that's exciting that New York and Miami have been added to Southwest, and let's hope for some more coming in.
You want to know a little piece of Eppley Airfield trivia?
Please.
Eppley has more traffic than Oklahoma City Airport. And Omaha has 1 million people. OKC has about 1.4, 1.5. And we have quite a bit more traffic. I don't know if they all drive to Dallas to get the nonstops out of DFW, but Tulsa in Oklahoma, same population as Omaha. We have way more traffic out of Eppley. So it means that people travel in Omaha, I guess. Well, and the other thing too, Lincoln has an airport, but I think the vast majority of Lincoln residents use Eppley. And then, we probably draw from Sioux City and all these other places.
Yeah, it's Omaha and the growth that we're seeing. There's a lot of business travelers coming in. Every time I'm flying, it seems like I'm sitting next to somebody that is coming into Omaha to do business. So it's an exciting time to be part of Omaha.
We love it. Well, crews have demolished a former Family Dollar store and the former Mother India restaurant building north of Leavenworth Street between 35th and 36th Street in Midtown. The site's going to become a $25 million 5-story apartment building, 85 market rate apartment units. The city has granted $2.9 million in tax increment financing. Great urban infill project. A lot of amenities will be completed sometime in 2027. Craig, I don't know if you've driven the Leavenworth corridor lately, but over the last couple of years, it has seen a very impressive amount of multifamily growth, and there's more coming on the way. And I think the bigger picture story there is that it just kind of demonstrates how the urban core in Midtown are becoming so much more popular.
It's every time I drive down there, which isn't very often. I live out in Gretna. But when I get down there, I am amazed at all of the new restaurants and new buildings and all the growth that's happening again. It's just a great time to be part of Omaha, and that's a great location down there.
Got a couple items from Omaha Housing Authority. First of all, the organization is planning major renovations to Pine Tower Apartments, which is at 1500 Pine Street. This is one of those 1960s era 13-story public housing projects that so many of those were built around the country at the time, 144 units. At any rate, it's going to be an $8.6 million project to dramatically update that, bring it up to modern standards and improve electrical, mechanical, plumbing, and everything like that. So that's good news. And also very good news coming out of OHA, the first phase of the South Side Terrace redevelopment is coming along very nicely at 28th and W Street in South Omaha. building a 4-story building, which is under construction. It's mostly enclosed. 92 apartment units. There's going to be future phases that will include row houses in the area. Much of the old Southside Terrace apartments have been demolished. Not all of them. Some of them still need to come down, but a lot of them are taken down. And if you're familiar with that area and that project, it had really fallen into some pretty good disrepair. In fact, I was actually in one of those units doing some charity work last fall, and it was an eye-opener walking into there. So glad to see that going down and being replaced with way newer and way nicer housing stock at those two projects.
Jeff, it's good to hear that you're doing charity work in Omaha.
Well, once a year, maybe.
Giving back, that's what it's about, right?
Yeah, I think sometimes I have to credit my wife for that because she's the one that takes the initiative, and I go along and thoroughly enjoy it and maybe take a little bit of credit. Okay, so final story, Craig. The NU Board of Regents approved resolutions related to financing Project Health. That is the super mega hospital that's going to go up at UNMC southeast of Farnham Street and Saddle Creek Road. These two resolutions established available financing up to $500 million through long-term bonds and a short-term commercial paper program. You think, okay, $500 million, well, that's a lot. That's not even a quarter of what this new hospital will cost. It'll be $2.2 billion eventually, but this is being done in phases, little chunks. Get a load of this. 7 years. That's how long it's going to take before this thing opens. 7 years.
Well, that means that when it opens, you and I will be able to use it.
Yeah, we'll be patients probably when that thing opens. But it's coming along nicely. There will be $300 million coming from the state, but a lot of this is going to be privately funded. This thing might be close to 2.5 million square feet, and there's a chance it'll also be about 400 feet tall. So it'll be the fourth tallest building in the city is going to be a hospital.
That's incredible. When I think about the healthcare in and around Omaha, it seems like we have enough, but evidently not.
Yeah, just to keep investing more and more, and it sounds like there's more to come, both in terms of academic and research as well as clinical construction. You're going to see more and more of that.
That's exciting for Omaha.
Yeah, and hopefully it equates to people living longer and healthier lives. And we also know that this new hospital is going to create thousands of jobs, and you already have the biggest concentration of jobs in the region right there on the Med Center campus, and there will only be more of them. So with that, we're going to take our first break of the hour. And when we come back, I'm going to be interviewing Jerry Slusky and Chris Mensinger. They are the organizers of the Commercial Real Estate Summit. And you want to hear about this. Why? Well, for a few reasons. If you're in anything related to commercial real estate, you got to be there because they get close to 1,000 people that come out to this thing. If you're not in commercial real estate, know that it affects every business and every part of our lives because we all use commercial real estate. You're going to like listening to this, so stay with us. We've got Craig Wolf in here substituting for Trenton Magid. We're brought to you by Cheer Athletics along with Dingman's Collision Center on News Radio 1110 KFAB. And welcome back to the show. Jeff Beals here. We've got Craig Wolf from Cheer Athletics, substituting for Trenton Magid, who's taking the weekend off. We're going to talk about Cheer Athletics and some related topics with Craig in the next segment. We also want to thank Dingman's Collision Center for being our other title sponsor. Dingman's has 4 metro area locations taking great care of your car, both from an auto body perspective and a mechanical perspective as well. If you haven't noticed, Trent and I are really into commercial real estate. In fact, we are both part of NAI NP Dodge, commercial real estate company. Somehow or another, we've been able to manage to retain commercial real estate licenses for several decades. So we love commercial real estate. And the big event every year in that industry is the Commercial Real Estate Summit. It takes place at CHI Health Center Omaha, and the 36th annual edition of it is coming up next Friday. We have with us the organizers, Jerry Slusky and Chris Mensinger. Jerry and Chris, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Good to have you guys.
We look forward to talking to you.
Well, Jerry, you started this thing 36 years ago, and at the time it was a small group of people getting together. Kind of give us a quick overview of the history.
Sure. So I was at Creighton Law School teaching commercial real estate, And I said to the dean, the commercial real estate industry was in such trouble, in such a recession, that the government, federal government, was going to bail it out. And nobody was doing anything. Nobody was building. Nobody was lending. Brokers weren't making deals. And I said, but there is something new on the horizon, and it is the government bailout program called RTC. And I said, maybe the university should maybe put on a seminar or something on it. And the dean, very good guy and a friend of mine, said, Jerry, that's a great idea. Why don't you do it? And there was formed the Commercial Real Estate Summit.
And 36 years later, hundreds and hundreds of professionals from any profession related to commercial real estate show up and really have a great experience of learning and networking. And Chris, you're a commercial real estate broker at Colliers, and a few years ago you decided to come on board as an organizer alongside with Jerry. And why don't you give us a little bit of an overview of what people would get if they come to the event next Friday?
Awesome. So thanks for having us again. And this coming Friday, the 22nd at CHI, as Jeff mentioned, we've got a themed program this year for the 36th year of the next chapter, growth, change, and opportunity. And our slogan, kind of coming from what you guys do here, is where do we grow from here? And we're talking a lot about Omaha and the size and the growth that we've experienced in the last few years and some of the uncertainty of the current environment, and really focused on talking about deal making, about how the municipalities can work for you and the incentives that we have, insurance and the challenges there. We've got a huge focus on folks newer to the industry and what they can do to meet mentors at the show, to understand deal flow. Trenton's actually doing a roundtable on the art of the deal. And so there's a lot of focus on how the room has changed in the last 36 years. And the current trend that we've seen is that there's a lot of younger people there that are looking to the experience in that room to really grow their own businesses.
Jeff, one of the things I'd like to get across to your listeners is the importance of the annual visit to the summit. And we're not just promoting it to be promoting it. We really look for those issues that are very important to the industry each year, and we have tremendous breakout sessions dealing with each of those issues. And what I found, I try to go to as many of the breakouts as I can, is that when you come away from the summit, you feel rejuvenated, you feel like it's new, like you understand the industry, and now you can go do it again and help improve Omaha and all the growth that's taken place. I really do think that the CRE professionals that get together at the summit, teaching one another really for the benefit of Omaha.
So let's say you have a person, because if you're in any profession related to commercial real estate, we urge you to go to this. But let's say you're a person who's fascinated with commercial real estate, might want to get involved in it. Maybe you've always seen yourself as a potential investor, and you want to dabble. Would a person like that benefit from being part of the program?
Absolutely. You can go to the website. It's attendcresummit.com and look at the agenda for this year. There's something for everyone. There's investment side, there's the construction side, there's legal, but absolutely for someone that's just curious about what's going on in our city and kind of the area around. We talk about developments. We talk about what it takes to get a development going right now. There's small sessions that you can talk to someone about condo law. So absolutely, there's something there for everyone if you're interested in our city.
So, Chris, if people want to register, how do they go about doing that?
So currently you can go to attendcresummit.com and there's a registration button right there.
And then if you go, it also includes some like meals and
Yep.
a networking cocktail party at the very end.
Yep, we start at 9 o'clock with a special surprise that Jerry has for us. That's super exciting. You'll want to be in your chair by 9 o'clock. And we go through lunch. We've got an economist coming after the initial surprise morning. And then we've got a keynote speaker at lunch. And then we end the day at a cocktail hour. Great networking through the day. Lots of learning to be had.
I tell you, I can't wait to find out what that surprise is at 9 o'clock. Jerry, when you look at the commercial real estate industry right now, you're a veteran. You've organized this thing for 36 years. You've been a part of it for longer than that. How do you assess the commercial real estate market here in Omaha and nationally at this time?
Yeah, it's difficult, and we have a session on that, how to make deals in a difficult market. High interest rates, heavy construction costs have blocked and stymied a bunch of new development. And I think you will come out of this with an idea of how to work your way through it, how to, as Chris mentioned, understand the crazy insurance cost increases. And just to answer your question, Jeff, previously, even if you're not in the business, but if you're interested in the business, you will learn quite a bit just by coming to this conference. And as Chris also mentioned, the networking here, it's about 50% networking, 50% education. It's a great day.
And then, Chris, from your perspective as a working active commercial real estate broker, how would you assess the local market right now and the national market?
Yeah, interesting. And a bit of a challenge, like Jerry said. Deals tend to take a little longer now. People are more thoughtful. We're seeing people hesitate a little bit more and really dig into numbers, and you have to do it over and over those numbers because they continue to change every day. So, again, I think people are just being a little bit more thoughtful about some of the decisions they're making.
Hey, and one other programming note. I noticed late in the day that our good friend Heath Mello, the head of the Greater Omaha Chamber, has got a really cool discussion with a couple of experts who will be joining him, talking just kind of about where Omaha is now that we've got 1 million people. I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, he closes the show, and we are also excited about that, Jeff. And I think that'll wrap it up nicely and show you that we're at 1 million. How do we grow from here? And they're going to dedicate themselves to that conversation.
Well, it's the 36th Annual Commercial Real Estate Summit. It's an all-day event that takes place next Friday, so less than a week from now. It's down at the CHI Health Event Center. And like I said, if you have anything to do with commercial real estate, you will definitely get more than your money's worth, and you're going to have a great time. Chris, one more time, do you want to remind people how to sign up?
attendcresummit.com.
All right, that's Chris Mensinger and Jerry Slusky. We appreciate both of you joining us.
Thank you, Jeff. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
All righty. Well, maybe we'll see some of you down there at the event. We're going to take our middle of the show break for the news. And when we come back, Craig Wolf from Cheer Athletics and I, we're going to talk a little bit about the Omaha Supernovas, Major League Volleyball. We're going to talk about developing sports facilities in Nebraska. Good stuff. Stay with us. You're listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center, along with Cheer Athletics on News Radio 1110 KFAB. And welcome back to the show, brought to you by Cheer Athletics, along with Dingman's Collision Center. It's time for your Noddle Company's Commercial Real Estate Development Spotlight of the Week, in which we talk about news, happenings, and events in and around one of Noddle Company's many projects in the metro area. Noddle Companies does work all over the country, but here in Omaha, they are famous for big blockbuster developments, creating special places, corporate headquarters buildings, a lot of retail stuff. And today, we talk about what might be Noddle Company's most famous Omaha development, and that is Exarban Village. And I bring up Exarban Village today because we're in mid to late summer now, and it's going to be hot today. And a lot of people think, oh, no, go outside when it's hot. You know, you can still have a great time at Exarban Village when it's hot. You can be, for one thing, they've got a lot of indoor attractions like the movie theater and the restaurants, and they have this thing called air conditioning. But even if you're outside, I'll give you an idea. Like yesterday, I was talking with one of our Grow Omaha contributors, and he and his girlfriend were planning to go to Backlot Tap House at Exarban, and they're going to hang out. And he was talking to me. He said, we're thinking about going over to that Sonny's, which is the outdoor bar in that really cool outdoor recreation area in the middle of Exarban Village. He goes, do you think it'll be too hot? And we both agreed, oh, if you do a little bit of a later dinner, then hit Sonny's around 8 or 8:30, you'll be shaded, and then they had a great time. My son Jack and his girlfriend went to Ponzu for dinner and hung out at Exarban a couple nights ago. It's just a great place to go. And if you don't want to be there in the heat of the day, tomorrow morning, every week this time of year, the farmers market is at Exarban Village. I know a couple times in our family we'll swing by, hit a service at church, then we go over and enjoy the farmers market, and we hit brunch at Herb Sant afterwards. So Exarban, a lot of fun. Make that a part of your weekend, and we thank Noddle Companies nauticocompanies.com for being a sponsor of our show. Well, speaking sponsors of the show, we've got my good friend Craig Wolf. He and his wife Tiffany own Cheer Athletics based out of Dallas, but the Omaha franchise is one of about, 16, 17, something like that?
I think there's 18 in the United States and there's 2 overseas.
It's really growing.
It is, yeah. So we're blessed to be part of that franchise. You know, we're locally owned, but we have resources of the best out there. And, Jeff, back into the first segment, we were talking about healthcare. I want to put a plug in for Boys Town. That's another great facility that is being built on 144th and Pacific. It's a 4-story research, 4-story clinical. They're cutting ground in October. So another great healthcare facility that I don't think gets enough publicity because they are doing things across the world that really are impactful. Like for every newborn across the United States is tested for hearing, and Boys Town designed the hearing test. And so just those incredible things are, coming right out of Omaha here. So I think that's a show you need to have. Boys Town needs to be on.
I think you're right, and I'm glad you mentioned that for a variety of reasons, one of which is that we've had many listeners ask us, what's going on the northeast corner of 144th and Pacific? So you just answered that question. A couple of 4-story buildings, about $250 million for Boys Town National Research Hospital. And so that's pretty exciting stuff moving forward.
Yeah, I just wanted to put a plug in on that because I think, again, Omaha is such a great place. We have dynamic things happening, and I was remiss, and so I thought, I'm going to plug Boys Town here in my segment. But circling back to Cheer Athletics, we are really proud to be part of the Omaha Supernovas as well. We partner with the Supernovas you see the hype team down on the floor if you attend a game, which if you have not, you really should. The energy at these games is phenomenal, and it is extremely entertaining. The volleyball is such a high level. This is a volleyball state, and we are really blessed to partner with the Supernovas. We had tryouts 2 Fridays ago at Cheer Athletics for the hype team, for the Supernova hype team for the 2026 season. And it's really grown. So last year was our first year. The first year that you do anything is a little bit bumpy. And so doing a cheer and dance team at a volleyball game, we want to bring more fun experience for the fans. And so we're figuring that out. But we're cutting ground. Supporting women's sports is what we're really all about. And we had 30 athletes last year try out for the team. This year we had 80. So it's really catching fire. If you're a Supernova fan, come out to Cheer Athletics on August 23rd at 1:30. We're going to be open to the public, and you can meet the entire hype team for that day. So,
that's cool. And now, out of the 80 who tried out, how many made the hype team?
We are going to take 32.
Okay.
32 will be on the
team.
So, yeah, you'll be able to meet some incredible athletes with this hype team. And, with John Cook joining the as general manager, they're bringing back Merritt Beeson to Nebraska. She was at Atlanta last year as the number 1 overall pick. I'm sure Cook had something to do with that, right? And they're bringing in a U.S. Olympian, Morgan Hentz, and then Sydney Hilly, if I'm saying that correct. She was the setter of the year. So, boy, out of the gate, the Supernovas look extremely formidable for the 2026 season. And we want to add to that fan experience with our hype team. And they're in a new league with 8 teams, Major League Volleyball.
How cool is that? That they're called Major League Volleyball, and Omaha Supernovas are basically the founding member.
Right. And so there's going to be 8 cities that are involved, and then in 2027 they'll add 2 more for 10. And I think it's just going to grow. So we're excited to be a part of that. With Cheer Athletics as the engine behind the hype team. And again, August 23rd at 1:30, open to the public for about an hour, couple hours. Come out, meet the hype team. And, I want to put a plug in, too, for one other thing that Cheer Athletics is doing that no one else is around the region, is we have a Level 7 team. And the Level 7 is almost Olympic level. And so we had tryouts the same night. This team will compete internationally against the highest level of competition. And so Little Omaha, we're trying to bring more vision and excellence of athletes to Omaha to be able to have a high-level team like this. Again, first year is a little bumpy in anything, but we're really excited about this particular team. Nobody in Nebraska has ever done a level 7, and so we're going to be at that level here come 25-26 season.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting times. And Craig, we only have a couple minutes left, but I want to throw one other topic out there at you. Because of your work with Cheer Athletics, you also own AEF Basketball Academy, and as a dad, you're really into youth sports. And we got a couple minutes left, but I would in this segment. But I'd like you to kind of give us a couple thoughts on the state of youth sports around here.
Well, I think youth sports is a great opportunity to mentor our young people as they come into adulthood. And one of the things that the state has created is the Sports Facilities Financing Act, LB 1197. I've been on prior shows talking about this. Nebraska is way behind in sports facilities. I have, as a basketball owner for AEF basketball, we have club owners and coaches from Des Moines and Sioux City, Sioux Falls, Kansas City say they don't even come to Omaha because we don't have a destination place to play big tournaments. And so whether it's baseball, basketball, cheer, we're looking at using the Sports Facilities Financing Act on 200 and 370. I just purchased 34 acres, and we submitted our application to the state this past week. The city of Gretna is a co-applicant to that, and so now we're just going to wait on the Department of Revenue to call us in for an interview on this. Once we sit down with them and they sign off on it, it's a great project. It's going to bring great economic growth to Gretna. And then the people of Gretna will have to vote on this, which, I'm optimistic that will see a pass.
Because it'd be good for Gretna and help the city continue to move forward in a great way.
Absolutely.
Like it's been doing. All right, well, we're going to take our final break of the hour, and you know what that means. When we come back, it's time for your Perkins Kreitzer Construction Lightning Round. I'm looking at the list. Craig and I have a lot to go over, and you don't want to miss any of it, so stay with us. You're listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Cheer Athletics, Dingman's Collision Center, and the aforementioned Perkins Kreitzer Construction. Back in a moment on News Radio 1110 KFAB. And welcome back to the show. We've got Craig Wolf from Cheer Athletics substituting for your buddy Trenton Maggot, who is taking the weekend off. This is your Perkins Kreitzer Construction Lightning Round, in which we talk about a lot of things really fast. And we thank Perkins Kreitzer Construction for making this possible. They are a Class A general contractor based here in Omaha. They primarily serve, the eastern Nebraska, western Iowa area. Dave Kreitzer is the leader over there, and he has assembled an outstanding team of project managers, administrators, superintendents, carpenters, laborers, you name it. Lots of experience. Perkins Kreitzer Construction does a great job. And we love to highlight Perkins Kreitzer projects that happen to be in the news. And here's one, Riddell's Jewelry. They have a location at the Westroads, which has been there a while and will stay open, but Riddell's Jewelry is opening a couple new locations. One of them is a Perkins Kreitzer Construction project. It'll be at Village Point, next to an existing Claire's store, kind of on the southeast or southwest corner of the Village Point Mall. That will be opening this fall, and we appreciate Perkins Kreitzer Construction doing that interior build-out. And then they are also going to open another Riddell's Jewelry in Shadow Lake Town Center in September. If you're wondering, Riddell's Jewelry is based out of Rapid City, South Dakota, 60 locations in 10 states. And like we said, we thank Perkins Kreitzer Construction for making this possible. Craig, deep breath. Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
You were born ready. Here goes. All right. Starbucks has opened in Papillion Tower District, northwest of 84th and 370. One of the first buildings in that development. They call it Tower District because of the iconic water tower that is nearby. We have Dumpling Empire has opened at 158th and Maple in a former Dickey's barbecue pit space. They have an existing location in Ralston. Apparently, it's very, very popular.
I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah, I've never been there, and I'm going to put it on the list.
Yep.
Pa Mas Kitchen. It's been in Midtown Crossing for some time. They just completely remodeled. And they opened in July, but this weekend they're kind of having a grand reopening celebration if you feel like stopping by. And Craig, I probably shouldn't ask this on the radio, but have you ever been to the VIP lounge?
I have.
I figured you probably had.
It's been a few years, but yeah.
Back in the day.
It's a staple.
Yeah. 61 years they were located at 90th and Arbor, and they just moved. They are now at 8505 Frederick Street. For you old-timers like Craig Wolf and me, that used to be Gaida's restaurant. That was over in that building.
It's still the best chicken parmesan I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, I miss Gaida's.
Gaida's was wonderful.
But anyway, it's VIP Lounge there if you want to stop by and check out the new VIP after 61 years at 90th and Center area. Típico Helado, which is a Mexican ice cream concept that has a couple locations around town. They just opened a new Old Market location. And I've not tried Típico, but I hear really good things about it, and it is definitely on my list. Craig, you're a big vegan guy, right? Oh, wait. No, that's someone else.
That would not be me. Maybe I don't think Trenton would be either.
I think Trenton's a little carnivorous, but there is a new vegan restaurant opening in the Blackstone district. Looks like a cool place. It's called Fifth House, and it is owned by the people that had Modern Love. And that closed. And a lot of people were very sad when Modern Love closed. That was on the east end of Midtown Crossing. Fifth House will be in the former Get Real sandwich space, 3901 Farnham Street, opening pretty soon. Their tagline is the vegan joint of your dreams. Izzy's Pizza made a big splash in Omaha a few years ago when they moved here from Las Vegas. And in those days, it was just a bus, an old school bus that was converted into a pizza food truck. Well, they opened up a brick and mortar store a while back on 24th Street downtown, and now they've decided no more bus. They've gotten rid of their bus that made them famous, and they're just going to be a brick and mortar pizza place. So,
I have not had that. I got to get out of my bubble here. There's a lot of great things going on in there.
Craig, you and I are going to go downtown sometime and have lunch.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
we'll have lunch and dinner. Make it a day.
So yeah, speaking of downtown, there's a sports bar there called Let It Fly. They also have a location on 204th Street near Pacific. They are taking over the former City Pub in La Vista City Center, which closed recently. And then Fairway. Everyone loves Fairway, the chain of small grocery stores out of Iowa. They are going to be building another store, this one near 204th and F, southwest of 204th and F. They haven't really started, so it's kind of in the development stage, but they do plan on getting that going here fairly soon. And I think we'll wrap up our lightning round with that because we do kind of want to wrap up a few things here. Craig, really appreciate you joining us today.
It was always a great time, and it was great to meet Jerry Slusky. Heard a lot about him over the years. Great developer, and what a great opportunity to meet him this morning. That was fun.
Great guy. Well, Craig, we appreciate you being one of our key sponsors here at Grow Omaha, along with Dingman's Collision Center and Perkins Kreitzer Construction. We'll have Craig on again in the not-too-distant future. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Trenton will be back next week. You've been listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center, along with Cheer Athletics and Perkins Kreitzer Construction. We'll chat with you next week at 9 on KFAB. If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.